The scenery outside reminds me of my pride, reminds me of my will. At the windowsill, I sit and see the grays, the children they all play and laugh amongst themselves. Somehow remind me of myself on the merry-go-round.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Trev. This is the fifth time I've recorded this video. No, fourth time I've recorded this video. Because I'll tell you, this is something that I take very seriously, and it's something that bothers me a lot. And so my first three videos, I watch them back, and honestly, maybe I was a little harsh. Came off a little harsh. I'm going to try to tone it down for this one, but understand this is something that I am very, very passionate about, okay? This was brought to my attention yesterday, what you're seeing on the screen right now. This article. This particular article came out today, but this subject has been talked about for a few days now, and it was brought to my attention yesterday. And this article is about, and there's a bunch of different articles from different people. You can find them on Google or whatever, right? Kim Kardashian basically was fined by the SEC for an Instagram post back in June, right? Where she talked about Ethereum Max, cryptocurrency. And in her post, she made it seem like it was just kind of a random thought in her head or something that somebody brought up to her that she just thought that she would bring up to her followers. And she said something to the effect of, oh, is anybody out there involved in crypto or cryptocurrency or whatever? And then she went on to say, this isn't financial advice, but some friends of mine mentioned Ethereum Max to me, right? Made it seem like it was just another post, like she always posts about these she's posting about clothes or makeup or whatever. She posts all these random thoughts of hers, and she made it seem like it was just a random thought. Oh, something that somebody brought up to me. Let me ask you if you guys are interested in it. Well, that wasn't at all the case. The actuality was Ethereum Max went to her, approached her, her people, whatever, and struck a deal where they paid her quite nicely for this little Instagram blurb, okay? So the subliminal here is, well, it's Kim Kardashian. The people that follow her every move. She's got over 300 million Instagram followers, right? She's a huge influencer. What she says and what she does and what she wears, okay? People follow. So for her to say, some friends mentioned this to me, it's a subliminal, right? Because who's she friends with? She's not friends with, the janitor. She's friends with some big influential people. So you think to yourself, well, if friends of Kim Kardashian's are mentioning this Ethereum Max, it must be something serious. It must be something that I should probably look into as well, right? That was the vibe. Did she write it? Did somebody write it for her? I don't even know. But bottom line is, that's what she did. That's how she made it come off. And she did not disclose. This was how she broke the law. She didn't disclose to her followers that, and she did put in #ad, right? But as far as the lawsuit was concerned, that didn't go far enough to really get the point across to her followers that she was paid for that, okay? That they approached her. She really has no interest in Ethereum Max. I don't even know she's involved in crypto. She's never talked about it before. But she was supposed to let people know that she got paid for that post. And I think she was even supposed to tell them how much she got paid for it. I think that's legally what you're supposed to do. Okay. So, here's the warning to myself and to my fellow YouTubers, to the Twitter influencers and the people on Instagram and Facebook, wherever it is that you've got a following and you're putting out content for that following, okay? The warning is there are legalities here. Simply saying this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, which we all do and say, that only covers part of it. All right. If you were paid to do the video that you just did on whatever particular project, to post the post or posts that you put out for particular projects on Twitter or on whatever other social media platform, if you were paid to host that AMA or that Twitter space or whatever, you're supposed to disclose that. And I believe you're supposed to even let everyone know how much you were paid or in what form you were paid before you do it. Okay? Is that done? No, it's not. A lot of times it's not done. Now, I don't know who got paid for every single Twitter AMA that they've done or what. I mean, I'm not privy to that information, but you know, sometimes red flags go up. If you've got somebody who's a huge influencer, I mean, I'm talking somebody with, again, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever, right? And you've never heard them talk about a project before, or you just started hearing them talk about it a week ago, right? And now all of a sudden they're hosting a Twitter space. It should be a red flag that maybe they got paid for that, okay? And if in fact you are the influencer and you did get paid for it, you have to disclose it. You're legally bound to disclose that, but you don't see that, okay? You don't see it happen. The project isn't going to tell you, hey, we got, you know, blah blah blah, you know, crypto to host our Twitter. They're just going to tell you that they're hosting it, right? They're not going to tell you that they paid them to host it, because if they just tell you that they host it, that they're hosting it, and nobody tells you about the business end of it, then you think that that person is actually involved or interested in that project. And so because you trust them and you follow them, you're more likely to get involved yourself. Okay. It's disrespectful. Honestly, I don't really have another way to put it. It's disrespectful. You are supposed to know if somebody was paid to do something. Now, there are nuances, okay? Let me explain the nuance to you. I've got about less than 1,500 followers. I haven't looked at it the last couple of days, but I think it's less than 1,500 followers I have, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood. As soon as I passed 1,000 followers, I started getting offers. I had people pouring into my DMs. I only have 1,000 followers, okay? You know, I haven't received my first check from YouTube for you know, being monetized yet, right? And I started getting offers. I started getting offers in the thousands, okay, to do an interview or to do a video on this project or that project. A lot of them, I looked into them, right? Some of them I just plain was not interested in. Some of them I didn't like. Some of them I just didn't think were good, and I turned them down. Some, and there will be some things coming up, maybe in the near future. Some I looked into and I said, oh, this is interesting. This is probably something the community would actually enjoy hearing about, okay? Whether I'm involved in it or not involved in it is irrelevant, because if I do these interviews, you will know that I got paid to do the interview, and you will know clearly that me doing the interview is not an endorsement of this project, of this product, or this project at all, okay? And the people who are offering to pay me to do the interview also know I'll do the interview for you because I know they want access to not only my followers, but the network that I've built. And you guys see some of the people I'm kind of chatting with, you know? So they want access to that. If they want to offer me money for it, or if they want to ask me how much I want for it, that's fine. But I'm going to disclose that to you, okay? You will never see a video from me shilling for something. Oh, I love this project. This is really good. You should really check it out, blah, 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 blah. You'll never get a video from me like that I was paid for, okay? You'll get videos like that from me, but it's things that I've looked at myself and I really like, okay? And I've done a lot of videos like that. I've done a lot of interviews, and I can tell you, the interviews and the videos that I've done so far, I didn't ask a dime. These things that you know that I'm involved with, that I'm invested in, that I like, I haven't received a dime for, right? I didn't ask for a dime for. Nobody offered me a dime for, all right? Here's the nuance. Some of these videos that I've done of things that I really like, right? And I've put out a lot of videos, or I've put out a lot of tweets about whatever. Several times, those projects have come to me and said, hey, listen, wow, that was unexpected. We really appreciate it. And we'd like to show our appreciation by offering you this, okay? That happens all the time, right? And if it's happening to me, you know, just over 1,000 subscribers, you better believe it's happening to all these guys and gals with tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers. Happens all the time. But as far as the SEC is concerned, something like that does not need to be disclosed, because that was not a financial arrangement, okay? That was, you know, I gotta worry about my taxes on that. But that's nothing that needs to be disclosed, because nobody came to me and said, will you promote this? And if so, we'll give you this, or how much do you want to do it? I did it on my own. Somebody said, hey, we want to send you this just to say thank you. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, right? That's the nuance. That's the nuance. But as far as my fellow YouTubers are concerned, I know that you've all received all this stuff too, right? And if that was the case, if you did your deal and then somebody offered you something after the fact, good for you, right? That's cool that they showed their appreciation. But if they went to you and said, hey, will you do an interview with us about blah, 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 or will you put out some videos about blah, blah, blah? How much do you want to do it? And you struck a deal for that, you have to disclose that. You have to let people know that. I'm saying this to you. Maybe you're aware of it, maybe you don't want to be aware of it, but you should be aware of it, because you could get in trouble if you don't do it. They're not coming after you like Kim Kardashian, finding you $1 million. You're nowhere near as big as she is, right? But you know, what's $1.2 million to her when she's a billionaire is probably nothing, right? But, you know, if somebody came after you for some money when you don't really have a lot, you know, I just want everybody to be careful. I want everybody to be careful. I want my fellow influencers, if I can count myself in that group, to be careful. I want the community to be careful and aware that just because your favorite YouTuber or Twitter person or whatever is talking about something doesn't mean you should go and take your money and immediately go spend your money and get involved in it. Do your due diligence, because they may have been paid to be talking about it. And so if they're paid to be talking about it, they might not even be interested or invested in it themselves. And you're just going to go spend your money on it because they mentioned it? It's craziness, right? Don't do that, okay? So I just want everybody to be safe on all sides. Community to be safe. Want, you know, influencers, everybody to be safe. If you're not aware of these SEC rules, now you are. And you should make yourself very aware of them. Do the right thing. Do the right thing for yourself. Do the right thing for the community. And disclose, okay? It's the legal thing, all right? All right, that's it. That's my rant. Believe me, I toned it way down from what it was. But I'll chat with y'all later. Ciao.